Okay, so you know that feeling right when you're just like drowning in notes?
Oh, yeah.
You've got notebooks overflowing and sticky notes like covering every surface,
Yeah?
digital files scattered across like a dozen
Uh,
folders. It's overwhelming.
totally.
So today we're diving into something that claims to be like the antidote to all that chaos, Google's Notebook LM.
Right. And it's not just about organizing, though.
Oh,
It's about unlocking the knowledge that's trapped within those notes.
okay.
Imagine being able to ask your notes a question and then just getting a direct answer.
Huh.
Or having a 50-page research paper distilled into its key findings in just seconds.
Whoa.
That's the promise of NotebookLM.
Okay, hold on. That sounds like something out of like a sci-fi movie.
Right.
So give me the breakdown. What exactly is this Notebook LM?
Okay, so think of it as a super smart digital assistant for your notes,
Okay.
powered by artificial intelligence.
All right.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
It doesn't just store your notes. It can actually read and understand them.
Ooh, really?
Like a genius librarian with instant access to every detail.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but color me skeptical.
Mm.
How does it actually work?
Uh-huh.
Do I need to learn like a new programming language or something?
No, not at all.
Okay.
The process is actually pretty simple.
Okay.
You upload your notes, and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Handwritten, typed, even audio recordings.
Oh, wow.
NotebookLM gets to work.
Okay.
It reads through all your material,
Hooray.
builds a deep understanding of what's in there.
Oh, I see.
Like teaching a computer to think like you,
Yeah.
but way faster.
All right, so let's say I've uploaded my notes from, I don't know, a research project
Sure.
on, say, the impact of climate change on coral reefs.
Yeah.
I've got articles, my own thoughts, maybe some interview transcripts.
Sure.
What can I actually do with Notebook LM at that point?
So let's say you want to know what all those sources say about the effectiveness of current conservation efforts.
Okay.
Instead of sifting through everything manually, you could just ask NotebookLM,
Uh-huh.
what are the most successful strategies for protecting coral reefs?
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right.
But can I just, like, search my notes using keywords? How is this different?
Well, keyword searching just finds the words.
Right.
NotebookLM understands the meaning behind the words.
Oh,
It could analyze complex relationships,
I see.
identify key themes,
Right.
and even spot contradictions or inconsistencies in your notes,
Huh.
which, happens.
So it's like having a research partner who never gets tired, never complains about reading too much, and remembers every single detail.
Exactly. And it gets even better.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to get a concise summary of a dense report in just seconds.
All right.
Let's say you're prepping for a presentation,
Uh-huh.
and you need a quick refresher on the key points of that massive UN report on climate change.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to do that at some point.
Right. NotebookLM can generate like a bullet point summary
Huh.
tailored specifically to your needs,
Huh.
highlighting those most crucial findings.
You know, you are starting to win me over here.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a lifesaver, not just for researchers,
Yeah.
but for like anyone who deals with a lot of information.
Right.
Think about students cramming for exams,
Uh-huh.
journalists sorting through interview transcripts,
Yeah.
or even busy professionals trying to make sense of meeting notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The applications are vast.
So vast. Okay.
Let's say you're a history student grappling with, a mountain of lecture notes on the French Revolution.
Okay, yeah.
You could ask NotebookLM,
Uh-huh.
what were the key events leading up to the storming of the Bastille?
Right.
And it could map out a clear timeline,
Okay.
even highlighting the connections between different historical figures and events.
Okay, I'm officially sold on the cool factor here.
Yeah.
But let's get real. There's got to be a catch, right?
Oh, of course.
No technology is perfect.
You're right. There are some limitations to consider.
Okay.
One is that NotebookLM's output is only as good as the input.
Oh, okay.
If your notes are messy, incomplete, or disorganized, the results might not be accurate or helpful.
Right.
It's a tool that enhances good note-taking,
Uh-huh.
but it can't work miracles.
So it's not a magic bullet for bad note-taking habits.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's more like a super-powered magnifying glass for your existing notes.
Right.
It can help you see the patterns and connections more clearly,
Okay.
but it can't create substance where there is none.
That makes sense. Now, another thing that pops into my mind is the whole privacy issue.
Uh-huh.
We are talking about uploading potentially sensitive information here.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a valid concern.
Okay.
Google assures users that data is encrypted and used responsibly.
Okay.
But it's always a good idea to be mindful of what you upload and understand those privacy policies.
So it's not like they're reading our diaries and then using it to, target us with ads.
Well, they do state that the information is used to improve the AI model itself,
Mm-hmm.
but there are privacy settings that you can adjust.
Right.
It's always a balancing act between functionality and data security.
Good point. And let's not forget, this is still a relatively new technology.
Right.
I'm sure there are some kinks to work out.
Absolutely. We should expect some bugs or glitches,
Right.
but that's also part of the excitement of being on the cutting edge.
Sure.
We're witnessing a tool that could fundamentally change how we interact with information.
Okay, so we've covered the basics. We know what NotebookLM is,
Uh-huh.
how it works,
Yeah.
some of the potential benefits and drawbacks.
Sure.
But I think what our listeners really want to know is, why should they care?
Yeah.
What's the big deal here?
The big deal is that we're drowning in information.
Right.
Our brains just weren't built to process the sheer volume of data that we encounter every day.
Yeah.
NotebookLM offers a potential solution,
Okay.
a way to work smarter, not harder,
I like that.
and to make sense of the overwhelming amount of information that we face.
So it's not just a fancy note-taking app.
No.
It's a tool that could actually change the way we learn and think.
That's exactly what we're going to explore further in this deep dive.
Now we're talking.
We're going to look at the potential impact of NotebookLM on education, research, even creativity.
Ooh, exciting.
But before we get into those big picture questions, I think we need to take a closer look at the nuts and bolts of how NotebookLM actually works its magic.
Right.
I'm particularly intrigued by that whole summarization thing.
Yeah, me too.
Can it really condense a complex report into a few bullet points without losing the essence of the information?
That's the question.
Well, to understand that, we need to dive a little deeper into the world of language models and how they're able to make sense of human language.
All right, let's dive in.
Think of it like this. Imagine you've taught a computer to read every book in the Library of Congress.
Whoa, okay.
That's essentially what a language model is.
Yeah.
Except instead of books, it's been trained on a massive data set of text and code.
Right.
This allows it to understand the nuances of human language
Okay.
and even predict what words are likely to come next in a sentence.
So it's like a supercharged autocomplete?
Exactly. But for ideas.
Yeah. Now apply that to your notes.
Okay.
NotebookLM can analyze the text, identify the key concepts, and then condense them into a concise summary that captures the essence of what you've written.
Okay.
It's like having a personal editor who can distill hours of reading into minutes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But I have to ask, isn't there a risk of losing important details or nuances when you're summarizing like that?
That's a valid point.
Okay.
And it's why NotebookLM offers different levels of summarization.
Oh, okay.
You can choose to get a high-level overview, or you can dive deeper into specific sections or arguments.
Right.
It's all about tailoring the output to your specific needs.
So it's not just about spitting out a generic summary.
Right.
It's about giving you the information you need in the way you need it.
Precisely. And this is where the real power of AI comes in.
Okay.
It can adapt to your learning style and preferences.
Oh, cool.
Giving you a truly personalized experience.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Talking about all this makes me wonder.
Yeah, huh?
What would be your dream use case for NotebookLM?
That's a great question.
What would you personally use it for?
As someone who's constantly trying to connect the dots between different fields of knowledge,
Right.
I think I would use NotebookLM to create a sort of master knowledge graph of all the information I encounter.
Whoa.
I can link my notes on history, science, philosophy, even current events,
That's a lot.
and then explore the relationships between them in ways that wouldn't be possible with traditional note-taking methods.
So it's not just about making sense of individual notes.
Right.
It's about seeing the bigger picture, the connections between ideas that might otherwise go unnoticed. Exactly. It's about taking a step back and seeing the forest for the trees.
Now, before we get too lost in the theoretical possibilities, let's bring things back down to earth. How can our listeners actually get their hands on this amazing tool?
Well, the good news is that Google has made NotebookLM available through their Labs program.
Okay.
This means that it's still in an experimental phase,
Right.
but anyone who's interested can sign up for early access and start experimenting with it.
I have a feeling those wait lists are going to be pretty long.
Probably. But hey, The best things in life are worth waiting for, right?
Absolutely. Now, I know we've talked a lot about the potential benefits of NotebookLM, but I think it's important to acknowledge that with any new technology,
Yeah.
there are always potential risks.
Of course.
We've touched on privacy, but what about the possibility of over-reliance on AI?
Sure.
Could we become so dependent on these tools that we lose our ability to think for ourselves?
That's a valid concern, and it's something we should all be mindful of. However, I see tools like NotebookLM as more of a partnership,
Oh, interesting.
a collaboration between human and machine.
Okay.
It's not about replacing human intelligence.
Right.
It's about augmenting it.
So it's about working with AI, not against it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about leveraging the strengths of both humans and machines to achieve more than we could on our own.
I like that.
For example, NotebookLM might excel at remembering facts and summarizing information, but it's still humans who bring creativity, critical thinking, and the ability to connect seemingly disparate ideas.
It's about using AI to free up our mental bandwidth
Right.
so we can focus on the things that make us uniquely human.
Precisely. It's
Yeah.
about working smarter, not harder,
Right.
and using technology to help us reach our full potential.
Now, I know our listeners are probably eager to dive into NotebookLM and start experimenting.
Uh-huh.
But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
The potential for bias in AI systems. It's one thing to have a tool that can summarize information.
Right.
But what if that summary is skewed by the biases present in the data it was trained on?
That's an incredibly important point,
Right.
and something we can't overlook.
Okay.
It's crucial to remember that AI is a reflection of the data it's been fed,
Right.
and that data can contain human biases, whether intentional or unintentional.
So how can we ensure that AI tools like NotebookLM are used responsibly and don't perpetuate harmful biases?
Well, the first step is awareness.
Okay.
We need to be critical of the outputs that AI generates,
Right.
and not just take them as gospel truth.
Yeah.
We need to ask questions like, where's this information coming from? What are the potential biases that might be influencing these results?
So it's about using our own critical thinking skills to evaluate the information AI provides.
Exactly. It's about using AI as a tool to help us think,
Right.
not to do our thinking for us.
I love that. It's about empowering ourselves to be informed and responsible users of these powerful new technologies.
Right.
But now, I really want to know what you think as our resident AI expert.
Yeah.
Do you think tools like NotebookLM will fundamentally change the way we learn and think?
That's a complex question,
Okay.
and one that's still unfolding before our very eyes, and one that's still unfolding before our very eyes. On the one hand, these tools have the potential to, revolutionize how we access and process information.
Yeah.
They can help us learn faster, connect ideas in new ways, and even challenge our own assumptions.
It's like having a personal tutor who can instantly tailor information to your specific needs and learning style.
Exactly. But on the other hand, there's the risk of becoming too reliant on these tools.
Right.
Kind of outsourcing our thinking to algorithms.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So the key, I believe, lies in finding the right balance.
Okay.
Using AI as a powerful supplement to our own cognitive abilities, not a replacement for them.
So it's not about giving up our agency.
No.
It's about finding ways to work with AI to enhance our own capability.
Precisely.
Okay.
Think about it this way. The invention of the printing press didn't eliminate the need for scribes or scholars.
Right.
It simply transformed the way knowledge was produced and shared,
Oh, I see.
leading to an explosion of literacy and new forms of learning.
Oh.
AI could have a similar impact, not by replacing human intelligence,
Right.
but by fundamentally changing how we interact with information.
That's a fascinating analogy. And it really highlights the importance of approaching AI not with fear,
Yeah,
but with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to embrace the new possibilities it presents.
absolutely. We need to be open to new ways of learning,
Right.
new ways of thinking, and new ways of collaborating with machines.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the bigger picture, the impact of AI on society as a whole.
Okay, so let's talk about the societal implications. If tools like NotebookLM become widespread, how do you think that will change things like education, research, even the way we work?
Well, imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor that can adapt to their learning pace and style.
Okay.
Imagine researchers being able to analyze vast data sets in seconds, uncovering hidden patterns and connections that would take years to discover manually.
Right.
Imagine professionals being able to automate routine tasks, freeing up their time and energy to focus on more creative and strategic work.
It sounds like a utopia for productivity and innovation.
It has the potential to be, but it also comes with challenges.
Oh, of course.
We need to address issues of access and equity,
Right.
ensuring that these tools benefit everyone, not just a select few.
Okay.
We need to think about the potential impact on jobs and the workforce and develop strategies for retraining and reskilling.
Yeah.
And we need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI, ensuring that it's used for good and not to perpetuate existing inequalities.
It's about using AI to create a more just and equitable society.
Right.
Not one that exacerbates the divides we already have. It's a big responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity to shape the future in a positive way.
I agree. And I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
We've explored the exciting possibilities of NotebookLM,
Right.
but we've also acknowledged the challenges and responsibilities that come with this new era of AI. It's up to all of us to engage in these conversations,
Right.
to ask tough questions,
Yeah.
and to work together to ensure that AI is used to benefit all of humanity.
This has been an incredible deep dive, and I know our listeners are buzzing with ideas and questions.
I hope so.
If you're intrigued by what you've heard and want to experience the magic of NotebookLM for yourself, head over to Google Labs and sign up for early access. It might just change the way you think, learn, and interact with the world around you.
And don't forget to share your experiences with us. We'd love to hear how you're using NotebookLM and what new insights you're discovering.
All right. The future of AI is in our hands.
It really is.
And the journey is just beginning.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.